have a young lady on here next who wrote a very important book for people who are thinking about single motherhood or even people who are going through single motherhood right now. I'd like you to meet Andrea Clark. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
That is great. That is great. And you wrote a book, Single Motherhood, The Real Deal.
Yes.
But let's get a little of your background. You grew up in
Grew up here right here in Highland Park.
Highland Park, home of the polar bears. But and in fact, you were in my class.
Yes, you was my drama teacher in my senior year in high school.
Yeah, well, you know, you, you can't be lucky all the time. No, I'm kidding. But then what happened? What did you do?
After high school, I went to college, um, did a little college, did work. As we say, fell in love. I guess you can say that. Had a kid, raised my child for by myself for like she's 20, so about 20 years.
Oh, really?
Yes, and went back to school, got my bachelor's degree,
In what?
marketing. I have BSM business concentration in marketing. So,
Okay. Now, when did you start penning this book?
uh, I did that. I guess my daughter was about 2 or 3. It was something way heavy on my heart. After watching a lot of talk shows with, I'll say, young girls talking about they want to be a single mother, and, want to have a baby. I said they just didn't know what was going on, and it was something I had to write down and let them know this is not something that you choose. It's hard work. It's a struggle.
Or something that you should
Should choose.
choose, right?
Right. I mean, if you become a single mother, it's something that you want to do. It's a choice, but it's not an easy one. It's hard. It's a lot of sacrifice going on being a single mother. You have to put not yourself first, but that child first. Sacrificing the needs and the wants of that child. Try to make ends meet. Seeing through everyday life.
Okay, now when you have this one chapter, it talks about choices, and then it talks about breaking the news to the father,
Uh,
especially if you're not married, right?
yes. Oh, sometimes it could be married too.
That is true.
You know,
That is true. You're right.
because you have some married men out there who do not want to have children, and you come to be a single mother that way. So
Yeah, or they don't want to have children, but that's something you agree upon before you got married. But accidents do
to
happen.
happen, it's go by the way. Like I said, it's a book for every woman,
Okay.
married, single. It's just for everybody.
I thought it was interesting how you said different ways of telling the prospective dad. Can you talk a little about that?
Yeah, I kind of talked to some friends of mine who were single or mother. Different things they probably would say, guys would say to them. Like some might say, it's not my choice. I didn't know. I didn't basically thought she was. You took care of it. You kind of put everything on the woman's point of view, saying like it's our belief that we're supposed to take care of everything. But different little things they would say that we feel that it's our fault, and try to flip it back on us and saying that we should take care of everything.
Oh, which is not so. When
Right.
you're a father, whether you live with the mother or not, this is something that you have to take home or take care of. What amazes me these days is the fact that you have people who, I mean, these celebrities who have 2 and 3 babies, and they still don't marry the woman.
Right. And they won't step up to the responsibility, and they still kind of put it on the mother, her job doing everything. And I think that's so wrong. When you have the money to take care of your child.
Yeah, that's true, but it doesn't happen. So, what other things do you talk about as far as, um,
In the book, I basically talk about dating, getting a job. I did touch on the
okay, let's talk about dating.
dating. Oh yeah. It's hard.
When
It's
you
single.
have children?
Oh, definitely. Because for me, like dating, a lot of guys don't understand that you can't hang out all night. You have to get home to your child. They think that you're supposed to have a babysitter. Even though you have a kid, you got family members. Oh, that kid family member just automatically gonna watch that child.
That's not so.
Right. Then sometimes they don't accept the fact that you have a kid. They try to get to you through your kid,
Oh.
or you have had some who like you but don't like your kid.
Well, I believe in love me, love my dog. Whatever I have, you gotta love.
You know, it's hard, but you gotta like just
Okay,
put it
and
out
so a lot of times you can't, being a single mom, you just can't get up and go like you.
right. You can't go. Guys don't understand that. Sometimes they call you up and say, "Hey, let's go out tonight." I don't have a babysitter, and they get upset about it.
And
And
some friends get upset about it because you can't hang out with them anymore.
Right. They don't understand like why you can't go. Don't have that babysitter for the night. Got to find somebody to babysit, or you got to be home back at a certain time. You know, you dealing with a sick kid, jobs. So definitely, getting to jobs. I have lost some jobs because of being a single mother because of working.
What happened?
One job I had, I couldn't work weekends because I didn't have a babysitter. Boss did not understand that. I specified that I couldn't work weekends, and I had to let that job go.
So, tell me, so, were there times you did have babysitters, or
Yeah, sometimes you did, but you have to make provisions.
you don't want to wear them out though?
Right, you right.
That's
you
it.
You
You
don't
don't
want to wear out your babysitter.
Right.
You got to make provisions because they remember your babysitters do have a life too, so you don't
Yeah.
want to wear them out dealing with that. Then basically, as I talking about having the fix me sign on your head. Some people think that being a single mother that we have to be fixed. We are broken. No, we are not broken, even though we are single mothers. You know, we can go out there and do everything. You know, take care of kid, work, and go to school. Some guys feel they got to come in to fix our relationship because they think there's something is missing, which is not. And you have friends out there. I'm talking about female friends who think that you are broken, try to fix you, or they feel.
What do you mean you are broken?
Broken to me, like, oh my gosh, you know, you in this predicament. I feel so sorry for you. I admit that I did have, quote, some friends. As I look back on it now, the situation, I see that person as was someone who felt that was like a charity case. Let me help you out with this. Oh, you can't do this and that. I mean, we appreciate your help, but we're not charity. You know, that I'm not someone that needs to have an open hand out. I don't mind you coming and helping me out with things like maybe I don't have a car, give me a ride here and there, but I'm not sure. Come and save me. I don't have to sign say, hey, save me. No. I'm like, single mothers are strong. First of all, we had to be strong enough to raise this child by ourselves. You know, get up, go to work, help with the homework, be there when they're sick.
Right.
Because like when my daughter, I was telling her sometime when she was sick, she had suffered from dehydration.
Really?
She was about 2 or 3. My mother had to work. That was my first time. It hit me like, oh my gosh, I am a mother. When you sit there, my mother took me down to Children's Hospital, took my baby, and I just noticed that she was sick, throwing up all night, and I was like, oh my gosh. My mother said, okay, she's going to be okay. I got to go to work. I'll see you in the morning. You sit in that hospital with that child by yourself. It's like, oh my gosh, it hits you. You are a mother. Nobody's going to be here. This is your responsibility. Nobody else but yours.
And I think what you're trying to do too is empower single mothers.
Yes, let them know you can be strong.
And sometimes you have to sacrifice.
Right, you do make sacrifice. That's why it took me a while to go back to school. So I had to get her through school.
Right.
And a lot of the different things I have sacrificed.
Now, is she your only one?
Yes, she's my only one.
What is she doing right now?
Right now, she's going to school to be a pharmacist.
Excellent,
Yeah,
excellent.
So she's going to be school to be a pharmacist, and I'm helping her get through that, get to school.
Right. You know, it's funny because I remember during one of those campaigns, I guess Dan Quayle was running with uh, with the first President
Oh,
Bush, and his wife made statements like, "Yeah, these kids being raised by single mothers, they just have no future," just
oh,
something like that.
I
I
hate,
wrote her
I hate
because
that
sometimes it may not be due to. Um,
choice.
a choice.
Choice.
It may be due to divorce,
Different circumstances.
because you don't want your children to see certain things that happen to you,
Right.
that are happening to
Right.
you in your relationship. So
Right.
sometimes you have to give up that
Right.
relationship in order to raise these kids as to, they shouldn't see their mother being hit, or they shouldn't see cruelty like
Right.
that. So, because when you teach your children, you're teaching your grandchildren, really.
Right.
I mean, you're creating that legacy.
Right.
And which way do you want it to
To
go?
go. That's definitely. As I always told my daughter, even though you come from a single parent household, you could be anything that you want to be. Look at President Clinton. He came from a single parent household, and saw how he turned out. So it doesn't make
Yeah.
that stereotype, but it still gave you the idea that even though you come from a single parent household, you could be anything you want to be. Don't use that as a handicap of holding you back.
Right,
And
right.
I just want to touch on the fact that I did put in the book about safe havens.
Yeah, I was getting ready. You have support places all through the country,
Right.
support groups for single mothers. And here in Michigan, you have, oh God, Father Patrick Jackson Program for Pregnant Teens and Teen Moms. Yeah, there are a lot of programs: Covenant House, Single Mothers of Color, Catholic Social Services, and so forth. And there are others that are not even mentioned in the
Right.
book that can help support you, because you're going through, especially the young single mothers, they're going through, their bodies changing. Sometimes the single father, if it's a single father,
Oh yes.
they start backing away.
Right. Right. I just want. That's why I put it in there because I didn't. I got tired of watching some lot of points with kids. It could be single teenagers. It could be adults who have the children, and it, like you build inside, you just feel like, oh my gosh, I can't handle it because it's a lot. It's a lot going through it in your mind. Like how you going to take care of it? How you going to survive? Don't throw. It's just don't feel the need of throwing the child away. If you can't take it somewhere that somebody can help provide for the child, and that's basically I put the different behaviors in there. And I just want to say that places have changed. Please go on the internet, take them to the police, anywhere you could take your child. If you just can't handle it, or find somebody, or just take it to your grandparent or somebody till you get yourself together.
And let's say this too, that a lot of problems happen when women put the man over their children.
Yes, that's a lot of time because you want to get back to like, okay, I want to keep this man. If he doesn't like the child, what I'm gonna do? Like forget this? No, you shouldn't do that. This is your child you carry for 9 months. It's a part of you and always be a part of you. Men will come and go, but your child will always be there for you.
Right. And I just wonder, Tom's on the line. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Morning.
Fine.
You know, I'd just like to say this in terms of what you were talking about, Brenda, writing the letter to Quayle's wife.
Yes.
Listen, I mean, just because of situations are the way they are, mother and father can't get along, so the man leaves or probably is MIA. But, I mean, women, you all rock the cradle of civilization. And, I mean, women have raised some awfully powerful men from boys to become men, okay? And, my hat's off to you, pending the situation. Because, like the young lady there says, that is mine. I mean, that child grew inside of me for 9 months, and I will always be his mother, and he will always be my child. But, men who are not the actual biological father, as she said, they come and they go. But you know what? I despise people saying that women can't raise boys.
Oh,
because
right.
you all, I mean, you've done it for ages.
Right, right.
And now,
Absolutely.
did everything come out right? No, but I mean, you got two-parent families with a mother and father that,
Thank you.
supposedly raise kids, and they don't come out right.
Right, right. And you know, having been a teacher yourself, you get kids, all kind of kids who you have the parents come to school, and a lot of times it is two parents, and
Yeah.
they're overindulging these
Mhm.
children, and in fact they're more the children's friend
Yeah.
than their parent.
That's
Mhm.
so true.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh,
that's unfortunate. Thank you, Tom, and
okay. And
stay.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Oh, stay tuned for Table Talk. I have to.
Okay, will do.
We have a New York City cop calling in too.
Okay.
Okay, about
All
10:20.
right.
Bye
Okay,
bye.
thanks. Bye.
Um, wow, this was wonderful. Thank you so much. And how can we get your book?
On Amazon.com.
Amazon. My book's on Amazon too. But yes, and it is Single Motherhood, the Real Deal. And she writes under the name D.C. Spencer.
Yes.
Where does that come from?
Everybody asks that question. D stands for my middle initial, C stands for my last name, Clark, and Spencer is my grandmother's maiden name because my Spencer was a pastor. I come from a line of pastor
Oh, wow.
down in Leesburg and Plant City,
This
Florida.
is a wonderful book. I've had two wonderful authors on this morning. So, everybody stay tuned, and we'll be back with, in the next hour, you can get your passes for top five, as I said. So, we'll run that trailer again, and stay tuned for Table Talk right after